So here's the problem. You have a minor injury at work, you go to your first aid kit. First thing, you get covered in dust because the kit's been sitting on some shelf somewhere for forever. So that's not a good start. Then you open up the kit. You're trying to find the saline, you can't because it looks like a whirlwind's been through it because somebody was trying to find a band-aid and they messed it up big time. Then you find the saline, it's 5 years out of date, half empty bottle, not really going to do its job, not very sanitary. Get your band-aids out, oh, box is nearly empty, and you pull it apart, it doesn't even stick anymore, it's that old. So what's the problem here? You haven't serviced your first aid kit. At least once every 12 months, you really need to check it. The Code of Practice recommends you nominate someone in your workplace, first aider, to take responsibility for this so that your first aid kit's going to be in a good state, basically. So what are some things that a first aider should do to maintain his first aid kit? First thing is, you've got to have a list of contents in there so that you can go through and check the items, make sure that they're all there, so that you have that variety. No matter what the accident is, there should be something to help till the ambulance gets there. Secondly, you need to check your expiry dates because all medical products, they don't last forever. So the people that make them, usually a lot of those material things like bandages and slings and that kind of thing, they've got about a 5-year life on them. So if you don't check it regularly, they're going to just sit there and go out of date, and then when you go to use them, they could get brittle or they could turn to dust themselves. You know, everything breaks down over time. Make sure it's in date. You also do need to check that the gear is all sealed because people do have a habit of using part of an item and then putting it back in there, which is really unsanitary. So you really don't want people using things and then putting them back in, and then you've got an emergency and you don't even have items that are sealed and sanitary. We do know that business owners are really busy, and this is one of those jobs that put in that pile of things to do, and then time goes by, and if there is an emergency, it's really terrible if your kit is out of date or in a big mess. So that's why people like to outsource this kind of job so that they know it's getting done properly. So here at Accidental, we make sure that your kit is compliant to the Code of Practice standard. So when we do a job, we will check every single item. We clean and organise the kit, and then we have new items with us. So if you do need anything replacing, we can do that on the job. Then we've got our service sticker, we date it, and in the fine print on that service sticker, it says complies with health and safety guidelines, making sure you're covered, everything's done properly. It really is worth having your first aid kit well organised, because if you have an accident, you want to make sure that the items there do their job and that everything's ready to go.